everyone, I'm Allie. I'm going to show you a super simple technique to make your own beaded chain. It's really, really easy, can be done with anything, and just requires the ability to tie a knot. Gather up any beads that you want for these fun beaded chain designs where you're creating your own link, and we'll get ready to get started. So this technique, just like my earrings, is super simple. It can be made into a necklace, into a bracelet, and it's just using up a lot of times extra beads. I would suggest using some smaller seed beads in between as well too. You just get a nicer fit for it. Whether or not you're using Czech glass, some Potomac pearls, some Potomac Bicones, or even some Potomac round crystals. I'm keeping currently to all 4mm beads. I have some gemstones in my ear and some Czech rounds as well too. So you can play around, you can make them longer, you can make them shorter, adding these chains together. I'm utilizing a large oval spring clasp at the end because it goes with that link look, but you can use anything for this design. For this design in particular, I'm featuring some bicones that have 7 beads in the loop, as well as some round beads, my pearls and my round crystals that have 8 beads in the loop. The reason is because that way it sits a little bit nicer when you're wearing it or when you have it on your neck. It looks great as a necklace. All I'm going to do my next loop, and it's just building blocks, building and building and building, is I have a size 10 needle here with some 0.006 dragon thread. A lot of needles I keep have about 12 or so inches of thread on the end, and I'm not sure what to do with them. This is a great use to use that up. I'm going to grab my crystals, and I know that I'm using 8 whenever I use round beads. So I have 4 and 8. I'm going to grab 8 of my seed beads, grab a crystal, grab a seed bead. And I'm just doing, oh, got an 11 there. Seed bead, crystal, seed bead. So I'm going to put on those 8 crystals, just holding the end of my thread. You can do a stop bead if you want to, but honestly this is so quick that it's not going to be worth it to do a stop bead. If you wanted to do a bead stopper, same deal. You could do that as well, but this is so quick and so easy to keep building. So each loop of mine for my design is with 4mm beads, and it's going to consist of either 7 or 8 of my crystals. 7 when I'm using the bicones, that's going to be the smallest to be able to fit other of the 4mm inside, because each loop needs to have 2 of your other loops attaching to. So each loop has 1 and then the next one, the one before and the one after attaching to it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this loop through our previous loop, taking the end of the thread through the loop, making sure the beads hang out in the loop and that we're not tying on to the side of the loop, going in and tying this tight together. I'm actually finishing up my design because it's so simple. You don't need to watch me make loops over and over again. So I'm also going to put on the loop for the end of my clasp. If you happen to make a loop and you forget to attach it, you can also attach the next loop on there as well. Once you have your new row of beads onto the next loop, or if you're attaching to the end, or if you forgot and you need to attach to another loop, which you're probably going to do a couple times, I've done it, I'm going to go in and tie this 8 round crystal row into a loop. I'm going to tie it off once and twice. Then it's a good idea if you want to reinforce your thread. So I'm going to go back around, taking my thread and needle back through all the beads, so I have 2 strands of thread going through each of my beads. After I do that, I'm going to once again tie 2 knots. If you want to, you can separate out the thread ends by taking your needle and thread, sewing through the next bead, and exiting. Your thread ends are exiting on different sides of the bead. Go in with your thread burner, burn down the ends of your thread, then flush to the project, making sure you're not burning the thread that's attached to the project, and your loop is completed. For the next loop, if I wanted to keep going, I do 7 beads and attach the next loop on. You can see obviously I finished up this loop and I attached to the clasp because once again it's so simple. You're just going to go in, attach to this large oval that I think really adds to the look, and you have that nice simple beaded chain look. Whether or not you're doing bright colors and you want to do a fun little color pop at the end, whether or not you want to just have different loops that you hang on hoops that you can link into and wear as earrings. There's possibilities are endless for this design, and I'm really excited to see all of your different versions of the different size beads and the different counts of beads that you use. If you do use different sizes, say you use 3mm, make sure to put the counts in the comments below to help out other Potomac beaders looking to use up their stash and making a really fun and modern project. Thanks so much for joining in and for Anna for the simple idea to make and do a little video on these fun beaded chains. You can see that it looks great as a necklace, as a bracelet, hanging down as earrings. You can hang down drops off of them and really have fun with a simple knot. Remember, if you do need any supplies, go ahead and look below the video in the description to shop with us online at Potomac Beads. As always, thanks for watching. Enjoy the next inspirational video and have fun creating.